After 3 movies and over $5 billion, I've finally figured out which Avatar movie is the best. And I'm going to be honest, my number 1 pick is going to make some of you really mad. But before you rage in the comments, let me explain why I ranked them this way. Because after watching all 3 back-to-back, it's pretty clear which one actually deserves the top spot. Let's rank every Avatar movie from worst to best. Alright, so we've got 3 Avatar movies now. The original from 2009 that made almost $3 billion, The Way of Water from 2022 that made over $2 billion, and Fire and Ash, which just hit theaters. Everyone's got their favorite. The internet's been arguing about this since Fire and Ash dropped. Some people say the original's untouchable, others think The Way of Water perfected the formula, and there's always a group saying Fire and Ash is the best one yet. So I'm settling this. I watched all 3 movies, took notes, and I'm ranking them worst to best based on story, visuals, characters, and overall impact. And yeah, my rankings are going to be controversial, but that's fine, right? Anyways, let's get into it. Coming in at number 3, and look, worst is relative here because this movie still made over $2 billion, is Avatar: The Way of Water. Now, before you click off, hear me out. The Way of Water is gorgeous. The underwater scenes are some of the most stunning visuals I've ever seen in a theater. James Cameron literally invented new camera technology to film underwater in 3D. The Metkayina clan, the ocean creatures, the bioluminescent coral, it's all incredible. But here's the problem. The story is almost identical to the first movie. Jake and Neytiri have to protect their family. The humans come back, there is a big battle, the good guys win. We've seen this before. And honestly, the pacing drags. This movie is 3 hours and 12 minutes long. There are entire sequences where I was like, okay, I get it, the ocean's pretty, can we move the plot forward, please? Plus, and this might be controversial, I don't think the new characters are that memorable. Payakan the whale is cool, but compared to the first movie's cast, it doesn't hit the same. The Way of Water is a visual masterpiece, but story-wise, it's just Avatar 1 with water instead of trees. Still a great movie, just not the best one. At number 2, I'm putting Avatar: Fire and Ash. And look, I know this one just came out, some of you haven't seen it yet, so I'll keep this spoiler-free. But here's why Fire and Ash is better than The Way of Water. It actually takes risks. This movie introduces the Ash people, a Na'vi clan that's aggressive, territorial, and morally complicated. For the first time in this franchise, we're seeing Na'vi who aren't just noble saviors of nature. These are Na'vi who've been shaped by a harsh environment, and they're not interested in Jake's peaceful solutions. Varong, the leader of the Ash people, is the best antagonist this franchise has had since Quirich in the first movie. She's not evil for the sake of being evil. She has motivations, she has a culture, and she has a point. The visuals, still incredible. The fire and volcanic landscapes are a completely different vibe from the lush forests and oceans we've seen. Cameron keeps pushing the technology, and it shows. But here's why it's not number 1. It's still leaning on the same family drama from The Way of Water. Jake and Neytiri dealing with grief, protecting their kids, the whole family is fortress thing. It works, but it's starting to feel repetitive. Also, and this is a personal preference, I think the movie tries to do too much. There are like 4 different plot lines happening at once, and by the end it feels a little overstuffed. Fire and Ash is bold, it's ambitious, it expands the world in ways The Way of Water didn't, but it's not quite as tight as the original, which brings us to number 1. My number 1 pick, if you haven't guessed yet, the best Avatar movie is the original Avatar from 2009. And honestly, it's not even close. Here's why. The first Avatar is the tightest, most focused story in the entire franchise. You've got Jake Sully, a paraplegic Marine who gets a second chance at life through his avatar. He's sent to infiltrate the Na'vi, but he falls in love with their culture and with Neytiri. He has to choose between his people and the Na'vi. It's simple. It's effective. It works. Every character has a clear arc. Every scene moves the plot forward. There's no filler. The movie is 2 hours and 42 minutes, and it flies by. And let's talk about the cultural impact. When Avatar came out in 2009, it changed movies forever. It brought back 3D. It proved that original sci-fi could dominate the box office. It made people care about environmental themes and a blockbuster. The Way of Water and Fire and Ash are impressive, but they're building on what the first movie already did. The original Avatar was groundbreaking. Plus, and this is the part that'll make people mad, the original has the best emotional payoff. That final battle where Jake leads the Na'vi against the humans, the moment where he permanently transfers his consciousness into his avatar body, that hits harder than anything in the sequels. The sequels are great, but the original is a masterpiece. Anyways, that's my ranking. Avatar 2009 at number 1, Fire and Ash at number 2, The Way of Water at number 3. Now, real quick, since Fire and Ash just came out, let me give you my box office prediction. This movie's tracking for about $110 million opening weekend. Industry analysts think it'll make somewhere between $1.8 and $2 billion worldwide. I think it hits $2 billion. Here's why. Cameron's sequels always have incredible legs. They don't need huge opening weekends, they just keep playing in theaters for months. The Way of Water opened at $134 million and made $2.3 billion overall. Fire and Ash could do the same thing. Plus, there's basically no competition until late January. Avatar is going to dominate the holidays. Mark my words, Fire and Ash crosses $2 billion by mid-January. Alright, that's my ranking. Avatar 2009 is the best, Fire and Ash is second, The Way of Water is third. Now it's your turn. Drop your ranking in the comments below. You like that bait? Haha! Tell me why I'm wrong. Or why I'm right. Tell me why The Way of Water is actually the best. I want to see the debate. Fight in the comments. It's good for engagement. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.